What's up, Active fam? Alright, so today is the open day. The day's finally come. I'm well rested. I got a good 7 hours sleep in. I was absolutely wrecked last night. Like, from working from 6 AM, I didn't get to bed till at least midnight last night. And I was just like non-stop. Brain was just ticking in gear 5 the whole day. So yeah, finally got a good night's sleep. My boy Ahmed's already here. We're about to go and set up the open day. So we're getting there nice and early just to finish setting up all the little final touches. Make sure the merchandising area's all ready to go. I'm going to bring my subby over, the Sonos system. Can never have enough bass. And yeah, we just got a few other things to bring over, so we better get a move on. I'll check in once we get there, just so that we can start setting up. It's, what time is it? It's 8:45, so we're opening at 10, so we've still got a bit of time to play with. Come on in there, Ahmed. Oh, it's a little bit of a frosty morning today, but it's supposed to be pretty sunny later on, so hopefully it clears up. Alright. Let's go. Alright guys, so we just got to the open day. It's about to open in about 10 minutes and I'm super excited. A, because the sushi's about to get here and we're having all day sushi. And B, the team's helping out. They're just doing a killer job and everything's ready to go. We're opening the doors to the public and everyone's going to be coming to see the gym for the very first time. And I've been working on this for about 6 months. And I couldn't be more excited. Today's the day and it's all about to kick off, so enjoy the video.
So what we're doing here today is we're doing a push-up and chin-up competition. The person that gets the most repetitions in a row for the push-ups or chin-ups, doesn't have to be both, it can be either, wins a free PT session with myself and Eddie.
I'm on the ground, and if you ask why I don't come around, it's because I have been for my love.
Feel really good vibe here, and it actually feels like there's actually been a lot of passion and like a lot of love being put into this gym.
Yeah, top 5 baby, free PT.
It's been a lot of fun, a lot of people coming in, enjoying the gym.
Getting schooled on how to cut the cake here. I mean, you want to do it? You can.
Starters, I'd just like to thank all of you on behalf of my brother and I for coming down to Active Bodies World today to help celebrate this very special day. A little over 2 years ago, my brother's dream started to become a reality, and the wheel was set in motion to create what we now know as Active Bodies World. Back then it was a rundown warehouse full of junk, and since then there have been countless hours spent creating this place. The beautiful thing about it though is that the hours are never measured, because when you work towards a dream, you don't count how much time you spend on something, and you don't measure the amount of effort that you put into it, as it's a dream and goal and you do whatever it takes to get there no matter what. Eddie?
I'm fucking tearing up already, bro.
Eddie, what an amazing job you've done behind the scenes, going back and forth, making sure everything is exactly the way you wanted it. I stand here today with an overwhelming sense of proudness for you. What you have achieved is beyond any person your age. And all these people here are here for us, and most importantly because of you. You inspire so many people. Your hashtag ActiveFam on social media, your clients, your friends and your family. You give so much of your time to help people and to try change the lives of those who look up to you. One of those lives you have changed and had a huge impact on is me. For those that know me for years, know my story and the direction my life was heading. Eddie, your passion for fitness and bodybuilding saved my life. You inspired me to change the way I was living and to do something better with myself. You are the reason why I'm standing here today, and you kick-started this amazing journey that we now get to share together side by side, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am forever grateful, because without a brother like you, who knows where I'd be today. I'm so proud and honoured as your brother to be able to work with you and help you build your childhood dream.
Good morning, Active fam. Say good morning, Millie. Yeah, what's up, girl? Alright, so it's like nearly 7:15 in the morning, and it's another Tuesday, which means I'm going to train with Nath. Whoa, there's an ant on my lens. Anyway, so I've got to get my breakfast ready. I didn't do the overnight oats last night because I was up a little bit past midnight trying to edit up last week's vlog. Just been like trying to catch up on all the online work as well yesterday after my open day, because I didn't get a chance to really attend to all my emails and send out my training programs and all that. So I fell a little bit behind with my work, but yeah, I just spent the whole day on the computer yesterday and I wanted to make sure I edited up a video as well. So we're going to just go the good old banana berry bang in the smoothie this morning. And then I also realised that I've taken all my subs to my gym, so I don't have my glycoject, I don't have BCAAs, like I've only got pre-workout. So last week's video I was like, you know, you should get all your shit ready the night before if you're going to have to go somewhere early in the morning, and I did that last night, and then this was the only thing that I could get ready. It's my pre-workout for the AGMA team. So I guess I'll just hit that in the car as soon as I get there, but yeah, I'm just going to drink water while I train. Good old standard H2O. Oh mate, I nailed the smoothie today. So even though I don't have a banana, I put blackberries and blueberries in there, and then I just put the usual ingredients that I put in my overnight oats in there as well. So I put a teaspoon of black chia seeds, a teaspoon of LSA, which is linseed, sunflower seeds and almond meal, a handful of almond flakes, and then I squirted a little bit of this sugarless liquid sweetener. So it's like equal, but in liquid form. Man. And obviously you got your protein powder, whip it up, boom. Absolutely killed the ratios today. Oh, we also got a few tubs of Pyrenees Nando sauce here, which I'm going to take to the gym because I was eating a preps meal the other day and I was like, dude, where's the Pyrenees at, man? Alright, so I just had like a little bit of a change of heart. I was like, you know, we have done back for about 3-4 weeks in a row now. I think it's about time I touched on my delts with Nath, because that was like the initial thing that I wanted to improve on the most when I went to see him, and then we did like about maybe 5 or 6 weeks of just training delts, and then I started training delts twice a week, and then felt like my shoulders kind of improved a lot, so then that's when we started doing back for a little bit to try and bring that up. But now I feel like my back's kind of actually come up pretty good, especially like the area that we've been focusing on the most, which is my upper back / trap area, from doing like that bent over row / deadlift shrug movement that you probably always seen on my Instagram and shit. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hit like a nasty shoulder session, get that burn going, you know, doing those crucifix rows. So yeah, we'll mix it up a bit, and then I'll always do back tomorrow by myself at my gym. So yeah. Alright guys, so we just got to the gym. I just got to the gym, you're with me, so that's why I always say we, but yeah, I decided I'm going to do shoulders today. I've been doing back for like the last month, so it's about time we touched up on those re-delts. Alright, so I just did 2 sets of the crucifix rows, superset with no weight laterals. I didn't have any glycoject this morning, so I'm just relying on those oats to digest real quick. And I smashed a whole bottle of water before I came here, so I'm pretty hydrated. So I tried to cover as much as I could based on what I had available. But yeah, man, I got the 20 reps on that no weight lateral and it was burning. Normally I can get like 30 out, but it feels good. Anyway, I'm gonna get my hoodie off, film the next step for you guys.
I call it housework, cause it's light work. What you gonna do? I'ma throw shapes, feeling the bass till my feet hurt. I call it housework, cause it's light work. What you gonna do? But I'ma throw shade if I don't get paid for this housework. I call it housework, cause it's light work. What you gonna do? I'ma throw shapes, feeling the bass till my feet hurt. I call it housework, cause it's light work. What you gonna do? But I'ma throw shade if I don't get paid for this housework.
Started with some shoulders, we've done a few crucifix rows, and some rear side delt raises with no weight that we usually start off with. That targets the rear part of the shoulder, the rear part of the side delt. What Eddie's doing now is going to do a side raise. Now we're going to start with a lighter weight and work our way up, not a heavy weight and work our way down. What he's going to do, he's going to keep his hands in the side of his body like this, nice in the side. A lot of the time when people do a side raise, they have their hands in front. Now what's going to happen is it doesn't really matter how you do it, but we're going to target the weaker part of the shoulder, and we're going to work different parts of the shoulder. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to keep our hands in by our side here, and what he's going to do is as he's coming up, he's going to come up, he's going to bring his elbows towards the roof like that, and when he brings his elbows up, it's going to target the rear part of the side delt. Now if you look at Eddie's shoulders, you can see that we have almost like a cliff drop off the rear part of the side delt there. And what we want to do is if I look at the shoulder from the side, I can see Eddie's shoulder comes in like this, inserts from here into the origin like this, and that way. And we have this nice big round shape from the back here. That's from all the crucifix rows and the side delt raises that we've been doing like this. So what we're going to do next, we're going to focus on the front part of his side raise, or the front part of his side delt, sorry. So what he's going to do now is he's going to do a front raise. Stand back a little bit, Eddie. He's going to do a front raise like this, which is going to target the interior part of the delt, which is, there we go, which is going to insert from here all the way down to this part right here. And then we're going to do another side raise. Instead of starting on the side of his body like that, we're going to keep it in the front of his body here. And we're going to go on a 45-degree angle that way. Now what that's going to do, look at Eddie's shoulder right here. Not only are we going to target this first part of the shoulder with the first front raise, we're going to target the front part of the side delt. So stand up straight, Eddie. What we're going to aim to do is to create the cliff drop off the back and the cliff drop off the front by doing 3 or 4 different side raises. So as you can see, the dumbbell is going back in the side of Eddie's leg there. Not in the front of his body, in the side of his leg. And from the bottom of the movement, what he's doing is he's flicking his elbow up. He's not trying to turn his wrist, he's trying to flick his elbow up. Good. Do 10 reps with a weight that you choose, a lighter weight to start off with. We're going to keep going. We'll do about 3 or 4 of these, making sure that you keep that weight in the side of your legs. It can't come out in front. If you come out in front, it's going to start working the interior part or the front part of your shoulder, which is usually 9 times out of 10 the most dominant part of anyone's body when it comes to shoulders. And we're trying to create 3D Eddie Ang all over. Now as it's getting heavier, we're going to focus on the fast twitch type 2 muscle fibers, so fasten the way up and just kind of releasing the way down so he doesn't injure himself, because trying to lever a weight that heavy in the way down can cause injury. So this is just another form of training that we do. A lot of the time we work eccentrics, which is slowing the way down, using the muscle to lever the weight from the top of the movement on the way down. But this time we're going to focus on exploding the way up, activating that type 2 muscle fiber, and then almost dropping it on the way down, like a controlled drop, so we minimize the risk of injury. That's 4. Because the weight's heavier today, it's going to target a little bit more of his central nervous system opposed to hypertrophy, which means we're going to go between 6 to 10 reps. Base of our training is usually 15 reps, but sometimes we'll make it a little bit heavier and stimulate the muscles slightly different. Alright, the big ones, 30 kilo dumbbells.
30 kilos?
They're pounds, but we'll pretend they're kilos.
Kilo just bam from the side of the leg. What up?
Look, that's a hanging ass tricep. If you flex your tricep on the way down, you look bigger. There we go. So he's still keeping the weight in the side of his body there. It looks like he's losing form, but that's the whole idea of the exercise. So Eddie's stopping there, he's initiating the contraction with his mind, he's driving up both sides evenly, stopping, initiating, bang, driving up again. That's all part of the exercise. Pick 3 weights, we did 15, we did 20, we did 25, then we did 30, so we've done 4. Start from lightweight and work your way up. Standard 21st century when people do a side raise. I'm going to talk about my front delts, but I'm going to go and revert this back to a side raise. When people do side raises a lot of the time in the gym, you'll see people starting like this, or actually starting like this, and when they're coming up and their thumbs are going this way. Now in your mind, when you're doing a side raise, a lot of the time people are thinking to themselves, I want my side delts to grow like this. But what they're doing is they're starting from here, which they should be starting here, and they're starting from here, and as they're going up, the hands are going that way. Now when I bring my thumbs that way, that was going to naturally activate the interior or the front part of my shoulder. So think about it. When I'm going to try and work, when I try and work my front delt, so the next exercise I'm going to show you guys is all about front anterior delt. Now when I do a front raise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a very light dumbbell. You don't need to go heavy because the muscle's only very small. And then what I'm going to do, I'll get my chest up, my glutes up, so always hit my glutes up so my spine is stable, so I'm not going to rupture a disc in my back or anything like that. How do you grow muscle? A muscle grows by stretching and contracting. So if we can contract harder and stretch deeper, the muscle is going to grow more effectively. So from here, I'm going to lean forward. Now why we lean forward? We lean forward because when I lean forward, that puts off my center of gravity, which means my abs can no longer stabilize the weight. So I'm not trying to work abs, I'm trying to work interior delts. From here, instead of coming out of this and going across the body like that, that's not working interior delt. Because as soon as I start doing that movement there, that's going to naturally activate the lateral part of my shoulder, which is not what I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work the interior part of my shoulder, which is the front part of my shoulder here, to create roundness from here. I want to kind of imagine big round shoulder that inserts into pec, big round pec that inserts into my next pec. That's what I'm trying to think about when I'm training. Chest up, glutes up, stretching back from here. Now when I start from here, as soon as this dumbbell starts moving, I'm going to start contracting this muscle. So right now this front delt is stretched from here all the way down to here. Initiate, I contract, and I hold the contraction right there. Now what I don't want you to do is turn too much like this. Almost go straight up and down. So from here, here. And if you really want to emphasize it, make that a little bit harder, go from here, and as you're going up, almost go out that way slightly. And that's really going to isolate that interior part of my shoulder. Focus on bringing the muscle from here all the way up, and squeezing it right up in my collarbone here. You'll see it on Eddie because he's lean and I'm not lean.
And I wear triple XL.
5XL.
5XL.
I think it's
5XL, well there we go, it's not bullshit. So we're doing two, yeah? We're doing one heavier one and then one lighter one?
No, we'll just go with the light one first. Alright, now stop for a second there. Now what we're trying to work here is we're trying to work just that muscle right there. We're not trying to work lateral, we're trying to work interior right here. So Eddie right now is going to go backwards, he's going to create a stretch, and he's going to contract the muscle all the way up, and he's going to squeeze it right in his clavicle up in here. Now stop there, right there. Okay, we're going to do one arm at a time, that way we can use a little bit of momentum, and the muscle can keep firing. If we kind of go one arm then the other arm, you'll find you'll lose that contraction through the anterior delt a little bit more, which we want to try and keep. There we go, perfect. Man, it's a big ass front delt. We've kind of got big everything. Good. As you can see, it is going back, stretching all the way back, initiating with his mind, contracting. It's all about where you put your mind. Initiate with the mind, now contract. Squeeze. Lever, initiate with mind, now contract. I'm going to do one arm at a time like I said before. And it just enables you to put more focus into that one muscle.
It does actually work a lot more when you do the twist outwards a little bit.
As you can see from this angle here, it is twisting out that way, which is really making those interior front delts fire, which is what you don't do in a side raise when you're trying to make your lateral delts work. It's really important, guys, to use progressive overload. Every set you do, every rep you do, we're trying to do a little bit more. So the next set we do, we're going to go a little bit heavier, but make sure you start light. If you start too heavy and you find the blood starts circulating in the lateral part of the delt, it's going to make it very hard to activate the interior part of the delt, which is what we're trying to work in this particular movement. Alright, now as you can see from here, before when Eddie had a pump in the rear part of his side delt, which he still does, you can see what we're trying to imagine here. Imagine like a cliff drop. We're trying to imagine this shape here. We want to see shoulder, shoulder, bang, drops off like that. And we want to see it from the front as well. So shoulder's going to go from here to this point here, and from there into that point there. And we want to see the same density, thickness from here as we see here, which is why we're working this part here first. And the next exercise, we're going to go and work that part right there.
So you guys know that I've been doing a lot of rear delt work since I've been training with Nate. Basically, that's what I've been focusing on because that was a weak point for me. And I've been saying it, like, prioritize what you guys want to target, like what part of the muscle, put that towards the start of the workout. And, you know, it's going to respond. Obviously, when you're more fresh and you've got better connection to the muscle and you start hitting those isolated movements, those areas will improve. So we did that for about 6 months, and I've been talking about my swoop, you know, that's the swoop that I've been talking about. Well, now I'm trying to add that to the front of my shoulder. So that way, you got the swoop on the front, you got the swoop on the back, you get the 3D delt.
3D, it's all about that 3D look. You guys can apply this principle to every part of your body, chest, triceps, biceps, Man, you're gonna look like a 3D cloud.
Just floating around.
Alright, if you guys want to emphasize the contraction, the intensity a little bit more, check out Eddy's body. As you can see, we're working the right anterior delt right now, and his body's kind of tilting over to the right hand side. What that's doing is that's taking out his abs, taking out his left side, taking out every part of his body, and it's just focusing, super focusing on that right side anterior delt. So twist your body to one side like that, like Eddy is, and just focus on hitting that anterior delt from the front. Now they build some massive, big, round shoulders. This sort of training is training for aesthetics. We're not trying to get massive, we're just trying to look beautiful.
Alright, so we just finished up doing that isolated movement to hit the very front of the delt. Now we're going to try and target the front half of the medial delt. So you guys always hear me talking about trying to target the back half of the medial delt, like doing the crucifix rows, because that's what I've been trying to work on. Well, now we're doing the opposite today, so we're doing the front half. So what we're doing, instead of doing a regular front raise where our hands coming straight up in front, we're doing a front raise, but we're going out on a 45 degrees. So that basically takes out that front bit that we're just targeting, and now we're trying to hit just that one strand, which you can see on the human anatomy right here. You show them where.
So basically what's going to happen here, instead of going a front raise here and targeting that muscle there, we're going to kind of go on a 45 degree angle here. Now as you can see my medial delt, my medial part of my, or lateral part of my side delt here, that's the insertion right here. That's where that's the front delt. Now what I'm going to try and work is the front half, this part here, of my side delt. So all I'm going to do, instead of going like this, I'm going to go slightly out, I'm going to twist like that a little bit. I don't want to twist too much. If I twist too much, if I do that, that's going to be rear part of side delt. So I kind of want to come up, and I want to squeeze right in there, right where my trap inserts, right in that point there. Because if you think about this, right, watch this. If I can squeeze in here as hard as I possibly can, right in there, if I put my finger right there, and then when I put my shoulder back down to the side of my body, you can see that ends up that part right there. Now if I take my shirt away, that part right there is what's going to create that nice big round shape of the shoulder from the front.
Yeah. So you can see like when as soon as he like turned his wrist like this, you can see how that flattens off, and then now that the weight's more on the back. So as long as you keep your like wrist flat with the part that it's obviously working, you know, like where the weight's coming out from, that's where it's going to target. And same with the front, you know, if you go to the front and you keep your wrist like that, then obviously the load comes straight down your arm and then into the front. So you just got to think about keeping your wrist in the same plane of motion of where on the shoulder you want to target.
Front delt, front side delt, rear side delt.
Yeah. You can see it straight away. As soon as the elbow, you flare the elbow out, boom, the rear part takes over. And then, yeah. Alright, I'm losing my pump here. And making me look real small too.
Alright, we got it. So only one arm at a time, just so Eddy kind of can keep his mind in one shoulder so he gets used to the exercise first. Part right here. Oh. As he comes up, shoulder does that. Goes down real cheap. Shoulder comes up, shoulder goes down. That tells me all the weight is in his shoulder, not in his hands.
Fast, man. Fast reps or?
Why not?
Why not? Fast reps better than no reps.
Alright, other side.
That was like McBurning. So, like straight away, it's very natural for me to want to flare my elbow out because that's what I'm used to doing, and obviously the back half of my medial delt's pretty dominant. So, like in my mind, I'm telling myself, don't flare the elbow out too much because obviousobviously I'm trying to target my weaker part of my shoulder, which is that front half of the medial delt.
Which never used to be.
It's just, yeah, it's creating that mind to muscle connection to the points where you're not used to actually isolating.
I'm squeezing up here, let's go look right in there. So I was going to squeeze it, they're emphasizing.
One of the biggest things that I've ever taken from Nate when I first went to go see him is as soon as we started to train shoulders, as the first body part we trained together, he explained to me the shoulder's not just three parts. It's not just front, side and rear. There's more to it. It's more like four parts, that's what he said to me. And from that moment, it made me really think about breaking the shoulder down that little bit more in order to bring out as much detail as possible. So the front, and then you got your medial delt, which has the front and the back to it, and then you got your actual rear delt. So if you think about it like that, and then you can kind of target those individual sections, you're gonna be able to develop a much more fuller and complete looking shoulder.
Alright, check out Eddie's posture. Right there with his chest bent over, glutes up, shoulder blades back. What's happening is his spine is protected and his center of gravity is working. Now that we've perfected the movement by doing one arm at a time, we're going to do two arms at once and we're going to superset with both movements together. Right now, it's straight up and down, it's anterior delt. Even if you want, you can point your fingers towards the end and that'll give that a little bit of extra emphasis.
10 and 10, yeah?
10 and 10. There we go. We're going to do a front delt dumbbell press superset with a rear delt dumbbell raise. Now, this is going to be different for everyone. Not everyone was going to do these exercises in these orders. You've got to kind of work by your weaker points first and your stronger points last. We've absolutely nailed the rear part of our cell delt today. We've absolutely nailed the front delts today. We haven't done much in our rear delts. Most people will need to do their rear delts a lot more, but with Eddie, with rear delts are probably the most dominant part of his shoulder. So we're going to do that last, and we're just going to chuck that in as a superset because we don't really need that much more development in that particular area. Do a front delt press. We haven't done any compounds yet. Hit the front delts, and we're going to bend over and we're going to hit those rears as a superset to finish the workout off. So this is the superset. We didn't film the pressing because the gym at Atomic doesn't have dumbbells heavy enough. So we skipped the pressing. We're just going to press machines. Alright, now what we're going to do here, he's doing the rear delt movement. Now what he's going to do, he's going up on a diagonal line almost forwards. The reason we're doing that is because Eddie's, the very, very rear part of Eddie's rear delt, the very, very back part, is extremely overdeveloped. So we're kind of starting to put his elbows forward like that, which is going to slightly hit not just the rear, but the rear part of the lateral part of the shoulder as well. So we use constant momentum. Eddie stops because he's buggered, but that'll do.
Every time you say that my rear delts are overdeveloped, it's the biggest compliment ever. Alright guys, that wraps up our session. Finished up with a little bit of the rear delts, so as you can see it doesn't take much for my rear delts to pump up anymore because I've been focusing on them pretty much the whole year. But now you can see that the front half of my shoulder has that similar kind of thickness and roundness to it, which is how you create that 3D shape. So I'm going to start working that a little bit more now. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up the video there. I just realised we're already at 28 minutes, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. But before I wrap it up, it's time for a post notification shout out. And today's shout out goes to Amar, who said, "Post notifications are always on. You're a true inspiration, Eddie. Thank you for the motivation and staying up till 4 AM to edit these vlogs for the Active fam. Keep up the great work, brother. Thank you for being muscular. Larry!" Larry Mike! Hashtag that's it, man. Hashtag Active fam. So if you want a post notification like Amar, then just go to my channel and click the bell next to the subscribe button, and then turn post notifications on. Come back and leave me a little comment, and I'll shout someone out every single video. Alright? So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the thumbs up on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Love you, Active fam.